All right, let's bring it back down to the city level. And of course, it is very much involved with what's happening at the provincial level. Mayor John Tory stands by right now for our weekly check-in. Good morning to you, Mayor Tory.
Hello, Mel.
Let's begin with the children. We finally got the survey results. About 2/3 of those who responded to the survey, and I was hoping that more people would have responded to the survey, to be honest with you, but saying that they are likely or probably going to be getting the 5 to 11-year-old children vaccinated. Were you hoping for a higher number here? Does that have you concerned?
No, I think that, if you think about it, there's 200,000 children in that age group in the city of Toronto. And if you assume a lot of people have more than one child, we've got a goodly representation of parents there at 43,000 people who responded. And when you look at 66% saying they're quite likely to have their kids vaccinated, that's probably where we started with adults, back at the beginning of the vaccination process, because there are a number of people who are not saying no, and they're not saying they're anti-vax or anything like that. They're just saying that they'll want to have more information. And so we're about already now, in advance of the approval, having webinars and having different kinds of educational, events that can help people to get the information they need, which bottom line says that these vaccines are safe for kids and that people can comfortably and confidently get their children vaccinated. It will protect them and their families and help keep the schools open, frankly.
And we have been hearing from parents this morning saying, some will potentially hold off. And I get that there's some hesitation there, but it looks like overall there seems to be an appetite to at least learn more about the vaccinations. So thank you about that education part. I want to get up to a very impressive number. 85% of eligible Torontonians have now been double vaxxed. That is significant, 5% away from that goal of 90. And then we have the clinics that are going to be stepped up. And we have a list of the clinics as well over the holiday season. Getting those shots, I think accessibility is an important one so that people, where they're going, that's where the shots will be.
Yes, I mean, we've gone from the stage early on when we had lineups from people flocking to us, to our mass vaccination clinics and other places to get the vaccination, to, a point now where there's people who have been more hesitant. They tell us when we survey them that the biggest reason they haven't gone is scheduling issues, which is, that's people sort of saying, as human nature will have it, I just didn't have time or haven't had time. But the bottom line is we're still making progress. We're moving ahead at a much slower pace, but moving ahead. We've gone from kind of 80, where people said, gee, it seems to be slower, to 85. And now we're on the way to 90. And I will just say to people, thank you, because, we are posting as a major city numbers that are impressive as against any other comparable, big city in the world, whether it's New York or Los Angeles or any of these cities we would, compare ourselves to. And we're doing really, really well. But we've got to get to that 90% because that provides the degree of protection that will, I think, ensure us against, a backward sliding in terms of the progress we've made in reopening the city and getting the economy back on its feet.
So let's talk about some of the positive. We have a camera standing by live at Nathan Phillips Square. We were there when that impressive 58-foot white spruce arrived just a couple days ago. We've got to look at what will be the skating rink at Nathan Phillips Square. I know you have an outdoor recreation announcement happening today. We already heard that online reservations for drop-in fitness and leisure swim will be dropped as of next week. Do you assume that that's going to be the same, or can you share if that's going to be the same for outdoor rec, that the reservations will not be needed?
Yes, just because I'm here on BT this morning, early on, we'll be announcing this morning that the rinks will open at the end of November, most of them, and the remainder on December the 4th. So dozens and dozens of our artificial outdoor rinks. And this year, there will not be reservations required for skating. Last year, we had to do that as a means of trying to, control the number of people who were on the ice at a time because of social distancing concerns. This year, we think things are well enough along, as long as people keep getting vaccinated and as long as they use common sense when they're out skating, that, for example, on those rinks, they won't have to have a reservation to skate. They can show up as they would have in previous years and skate. But, again, we're counting on people to use common sense in terms of, trying to sort of stick with the people that they came with from their own household and, wearing masks whenever they can and this kind of thing. But there will not be a requirement for making a reservation to skate.
I got to thank you for that, because I never got those reservations. I was always here on my computer at that time and I never got in. So thank you for that.